Why don't everyone start by introduce themselves?
Okay, then we will say welcome and then we'll pick somebody else. I'm Julia Bryan. I have been on this Parks and Recreation for a couple of years, and I am interested in things having to do with gardens. I'm going to pick David.
Okay, my name is David Romeo, been on the committee for a couple of years also, and my interest is in the parks and, schoolyards and cultural activities. I'm going to pick Melissa.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm not currently on the board, but I'm a former board member and I'm interested in community gardens at this time.
Pick somebody else.
Sorry, my bad. I forgot to pass the baton. I will pick Naima.
Naomi.
Naima.
Naima. I'm so sorry. Naima.
Naima.
Naima. We used to have a Naomi. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's Naima. So my name is Naima Wood. I've been a member of the committee for a little over a year now. And my interests are art galleries and museums, but I'm interested in pretty much everything on the committee too. So happy to be here. I'm gonna forward this to Brenda.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brenda Pagan. I've been on the committee for a few years now. I've lived in the community all my life. I'm here because I'm interested in doing whatever I can to help the residents of the community to improve the condition of the community so that we can live much better. What is this? And I am not tech savvy, so everything is popping up on my screen in front of me. But I'm here. And I'm going to pick, who didn't go yet? Gloria. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Katora?
She has to unmute.
Oh, then it's not me this time. Unmute, Gloria.
She's saying she's trying.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My name is Gloria Briggs. I'm relatively new with the Board 9, but my interest is in gardening, which I have. I've been a manager of the Union Street Garden for like 42 years now, 40 years.
Don't do it. Tell me.
And I'll pass the baton to Melissa.
Done. She's already gone.
I went already.
Oh, already. All right, Bill Elston. I'll pass it to Bill Elston.
Sure. Thank you so much. My name is Bill Elliston. I work with the Wildlife Conservation Society at the Prospect Park Zoo, and I will pass it to Tara. Have you gone yet?
No, I haven't gone. Hi, I'm Tara. I'm just a citizen. I'm on the board on the EP, Environmental Protection Committee, and I was going to go to that other meeting, and I ended up here and figured this is where I'm supposed to be because I'm extremely interested in what's happening at the zoo. I love trees. I love gardening. I love the parks, and want to do my part. And I'm here to just hear what's going on. So hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome.
Okay, so I have to call in somebody, I guess. Lori, did you go? I think everybody went. David, did you go?
Lori did not go.
Hi. Oh, Lori.
Hi, I'm actually in the wrong meeting. I was looking for the public safety meeting, and I think that's the same link maybe for both meetings.
So, hello. So the meeting was postponed. So the meeting link you're able to use it for this meeting. So a little mishap we had on our calendar. We apologize, but the public safety meeting will bring you to the Parks and Recreations Committee meeting tonight.
Okay. Oh, so there is no public safety meeting then?
It has been rescheduled.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
Thank you.
didn't see that. Did you send that to the
I-
board?
The email was sent out earlier this evening to all board members, and it's
I
also
didn't
on the
see that.
calendar on the website, the postponement.
Okay, very good. I'll take a look at that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Did we get everybody? I think we've got everybody.
I think I'm the last one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sujin. I see
Not a
you. I did see you.
problem. Yes, I'm Sujan Roberts. This is my very first committee meeting, so I'm thrilled to be here. I work with Bill at the Wildlife Conservation Society.
Hi, Suchin.
Welcome.
I can't wait to hear about what's going on at the zoo.
Okay, so now we're gonna do a roll call. I've got everybody who's here, and I've got everybody who's not here. So do I need to do it out loud? No.
Maybe Khalid should introduce himself. Is he there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, my name is Khalid Jamaat, Community Associate here at Brooklyn Community Board 9, mostly in the background, handling anything administratively. If you have any issues or concerns with the board that board office can handle, please send us an email, give us a call. We're available. Thank you, and have a good meeting.
Thank you.
We still
Okay,
don't.
so next item. Come on, let's keep it moving.
For the minutes.
Nicholas,
Nicholas.
he's
Okay,
muted.
the next. Well, he needs to get it moving. 'Cause we'll be here
Okay,
all night.
we can proceed to roll call. I was muted, so.
Okay, approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
Julia, and before you go to approval, let's list all the members of the committee, both board members and community resident members, so we know who's present, who's absent.
I got it.
Mhm.
Done. I got who's here and I see who's not. Okay.
You wanna
I got it.
you wanna announce it because it's being recorded, so that's the reason.
Oh, so we can, okay, hold on, let me
You
pull it
gotta
up.
voice it. Mhm.
Okay. So, Maria Acosta, not here.
Absent.
Celeste Chase, not here.
Yeah, right.
Courtney,
Loisel?
no,
Loisel?
help me with Loisel, Loisel, absent with an excuse.
Mhm.
Paul,
Pascal?
Castel,
Pascal.
not here.
Mhm.
Pascal,
Pascal.
him too. Not here. Julia Bryant, present. Gloria Briggs, present. Brenda Pecan, present. David Romeo, present. Stephen
Shamato.
Shamato, absent. John Saint Bernard, absent. David Waters, absent. Nicholas Amador, present.
Mhm.
Okay, and we have two guests. Bill Elliston and Sujan Roberts, guest, and we have guest Tara Westall, right? Do I have that right? And then is
Westall.
Lori, yes, and is Lori Damon, is she still here? Okay, those are our guests.
And
Okay.
Naima's present. I don't know if
Oh,
you-
I'm sorry, I didn't get Naima.
That's
Naima,
okay.
I didn't see your name on this list. Okay, okay, Khalid, can you make sure that Naima is
Yes, going forward, she will be added. I apologize for that.
okay. Okay, but it's a good thing we read it out loud because otherwise I would have missed.
Yes,
'Cause
thank you.
I have her.
Who's
I think I may
Ronald
have her.
Banks?
Who's what?
Ronald Banks?
Never seen him.
He's here at the meeting. I just saw him.
At this meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
This picture just
Okay.
his name.
Well, maybe my screen is not big enough.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've done roll call. Now, the next thing we have up is the minutes from the last meeting. They're quite extensive. I hope you've all had a chance to look at them. It has a correction in them from the meeting prior. So can I get a motion to accept or amend or?
Mhm.
Are you all looking at them?
We see it on the screen. I don't know if people are reading or what. But
Okay, yeah, Nicholas, yeah, you have to move a little. Keep moving. We've read.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
I appreciate that. Do we have a second?
second, I second.
Okay, then all in favor? I can't see all the screen.
Aye.
Nicholas?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. 1,
Again.
2. Nicholas, you're talking, but you're muted.
Okay, I'm sorry. I muted myself. Yeah, if everybody got a chance to read it, do you want to make any changes? Because I made one correction. I moved David Romeo from the list on top to put him at the community resident members. Based on any changes as we see. So everybody should have received it in an email. If you've done, this is a chance to take a quick look at it. If we have to change this more, we could bring it back. Okay. All right. Any questions? So all in favor of setting the minute as it presented, notify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Seeing none, the minute has been adopted as written. Okay, so let's move on to the next agenda item, which is public commentary. Is there anyone that have public commentary?
I have public commentary. There was a question from the last meeting regarding the Red Lantern. I want to say bugs.
Lantern flies.
The
lantern flies. And the question was, what is our district doing in regards to this? And I have not seen an email from the district. And it was in our minutes. So I'd like to see a follow-up on that.
Okay, so what we can do, we could pass a resolution when we come to the voting item to make it formal. And then I'll bring it to the executive board for the next meeting. Okay?
Okay.
Anybody else want to talk about public commentary? Anything else you like to bring up, or you want to talk about what's happening in terms of park recreation and culture within the community board district?
I could talk about a couple things.
Well,
Remember that
we're going to try to limit park recreation issues as much as we can. Okay, but you could go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you for letting me speak. Well, that tree issue on my neighborhood still has not been resolved. So that's like that giant branch hanging over Marcia's house and Sullivan Place, still there. Just a quick update. And I know there's quite a lot of interest in the park that's now, that was a park that's now a DOT site. I wonder how that happens, how a park can become a DOT site.
Which one
and,
you are, which one you're referring to?
I'm talking about the park next to Western Beef on Empire Boulevard in Washington. That I think her name's Miss Paulette wants to name after her daughter Tiara, who was murdered at the Juve. She wants a street naming too. I wrote to you a couple of times about that. So there's that. But mostly I want to hear about the zoo and
Yeah, Tara,
you
what
guys
is it?
are-
Washington and what?
you guys are
What
gonna-
streets is it?
It's on Empire and Washington. You know that
That
square
triangle?
that used to be like very green, and then they put so much concrete on it instead of making like a rain garden. You know, we've had so much flooding.
Is there still
So
a
I
tree
was-
there?
There's kind of
There's
some
trees.
trees there, but they're small and it's very weedy, and there's a lot of dumping going on. And there's some city bikes. They didn't block it off, so the car, you can drive right up there if you're coming into Western Beef parking lot from, I guess it's like Washington, I think. Yeah, that's like that should I don't understand how the TOT can take over a park and cover it with concrete. So that's disappointing for me to see every day. And I would love that, you know, Miss Paulette to be able to have that named after her daughter who passed. It's been discussed at the transportation committee because I guess they do that, but it's still a park and they're trying to work with Rita and figure out how to name a plot of land like that. I don't know if anybody can help her. But thank you for letting me speak.
Oh, thank you, Tara. Thank you, Tara. Now, are there any more public commentaries? Are there any more public commentaries? Seeing none, let's move to the agenda. Let's start with the cultural institution report. Who would like to start?
G.
Could I just, for a moment, I think we got note from Bill and Sujan that they were only going to be able to be at the meeting for a short time.
Right.
So
why don't we start with them? Let us know what's happening in there, and then we'll move on to the others. So, okay.
Sure, I'm happy to start. Thank you very much. I appreciate the recognition and the interest in the zoo, and you know, kind of making sure that we got a chance to let people know what's happening. First, I just want to, you know, I know that we have been, you know, attending these meetings pretty regularly, so I just want to apologize for missing October. As everyone here knows, I think the storm that came through on September 29th ended up with a major flooding event at Prospect Park Zoo. The sub-basements and basements of all of the buildings were flooded. So, you know, we're estimating about 20 feet of water in some of those buildings. Every one of the buildings in the zoo was damaged in some way. I was just there today. I go there a couple of times a week, well, maybe once or twice a week, to work with staff there and you know, keep you know, helping out with the things that I can help with. So I'll just let everyone know that all the animals are okay. All of the people and staff were okay. The zoo is, and WCS in general, right, trains and has plans for these kinds of events. So as soon as the water started rising, people jumped into action. I had just dropped my daughter off at school and walked through the park at 8:45 or so, and got there when the water levels were around their highest. And they stayed like that for a number of hours before they started to recede. At this point, well, immediately after, you know, we called in a professional cleaning crew. So we had a professional cleaning crew come into the zoo to sanitize everything, pull out all the things from the flooded areas, do flood cuts on the walls, right? So if you go into any of the buildings right now, about 2.5, 3 feet up the wall, they've cut the drywall out. They've sanitized and dried everything. And that is to prevent mold from forming, even in areas that weren't severely flooded necessarily. And then we lost the power to the zoo. So the transformer that was on site was damaged severely. The boiler was damaged. So our basic systems and life support went offline for a little bit. Again, we were able to utilize some of our systems and rely on support from the New York Aquarium and other sites to get generators and things like that on site quickly to make sure that all the animals were taken care of. And since that initial response in that first week or so, we have generators on site. We have pretty consistent power there, which is good. We have a temporary boiler. The temporary boiler, we're expecting to be there, for at least a year. And the conversations have started to be had around, where will we get funding for the, to rebuild, right? And so, FEMA has been brought up, insurance has been brought up. I know disaster relief has been brought up. So our leadership team is working on, applying for and qualifying for a number of different, funding streams so that we can start to put the zoo back together and open it back up to the public. That's obviously a really strong goal for us, and we're really excited to do that. But there are a number of steps that we'll have to go through before we can get there. And we're still at the point where we're, just, starting to have conversations with the people that we need to sit down and have meetings with before we can have a plan, to open up. So there's currently no time frame for reopening or programs. But I just wanted to let everybody know that we missed you and that we appreciate your interest and support. And, Sujan and I are committed to staying a part of this community board, even if the zoo is, for however long the zoo is down. So that's my general report. Sujan, did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered it. And I just want to reiterate what Bill said. We really appreciate opportunities to talk with you, with the community boards and with people who live around Prospect Park Zoo, because we know that we're stronger because of the communities that surrounds our zoo. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your intervention presentation. Let's move on to the next.
Tara has a question.
Go ahead, Tara.
Hi, I really love the zoo, and I'm wondering, I walked around, after the flood and recently, and I looked, and I'm just wondering how you're gonna prevent this from happening again. And just like there was some indication to me that my people and from the neighborhood and groups that I'm involved in, we were concerned earlier because they were putting in quite a lot of asphalt in the hill and behind the zoo where all the that mulch is. That path used to be all dirt, and then they paved it, and that path, it's sort of like directly into the zoo, and then there's that culvert there, and I could see where there were sandbags and stuff there. And I just hope, I'm concerned about the development of the park relating to the flooding. How you see one thing may cause another, and preventative measures so this never happens again, to reframe the water if we have floods like that again, because as we know, climate change is going to lead to that. And I want to protect the zoo. I want to protect the animals. I want to do, I want to help however way I can. And I just wonder if there's any studies or anything happening to what caused it and how to prevent it, basically. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you, Tara. So we're in consultation with, a company that my understanding is anyway, we're in consultation with a company that has that expertise, and they're coming in and having, conversations with us around flood mitigation strategies for the future. We've also been in contact and in consultation with the park, even prior to the flood, about floodwaters and where things are going. So it's a good point, and I really appreciate it. And we are, taking steps to make sure it doesn't happen again. It's one of the reasons why we're not rushing to reopen the zoo right away and kind of, putting everything back where it was, because we recognize that we'll need to take, some steps to make sure it doesn't happen again.
All right, I'm with you 100% what I can do.
Thank you very much. Since Sue Jen and Bill are going to be with us for most of the year, so they'll give us updates as things goes along. So if we have any questions, please let us know. And now we'll get it to them, or when they come, you could just ask them directly, because there's a chance almost every month for them to answer our question and hear our suggestions. So let's move on to the next liaison report. Naima, you want to go for Brooklyn Museum?
Yes. So I had a conversation with Laval Bryant at Brooklyn Museum, and we spent some time brainstorming opportunities for the Brooklyn Museum to collaborate with CB9. And one of the things we discussed is coming up with a common date where all the members of this committee can come to the Brooklyn Museum and be hosted for a special event. So right now there's a great exhibit going on, the Spike Lee exhibit, and she wants us to figure out a way where we could all bring a guest and come spend some time with her and a representative from Brooklyn Museum, just to do some collaborating. Now, if we can't agree on a common date, then she said she could offer us to have a ticket to go at any time that's convenient for us, and we can bring a +1. But I think it would be a great networking and fellowship opportunity if we could all come up with a common date to spend some time. Now, she wanted to be here today, but she had a family emergency, so she won't be here with us until next month. But there are several other opportunities for us to collaborate with the museum, and we want to continue the relationship that we've been building over the past few months. So that's my update for today.
Are there any questions or suggestions?
How late is the show going to be up for?
What?
The Spike Lee show.
Let me check the date. One moment.
Mm.
I think it's until December, but let me just check.
Yeah, it just went up, so it'll be up for a while, I think.
Let's hope it's for a while, because I do have a suggestion where it could work beneficial for everybody in the committee. I mean, we meet the second Thursday of every month. One of the possibilities to instead of having a Zoom meeting, we could have a meeting there. We have a meeting there. We could come, let's say 5 o'clock, earlier than 7 o'clock, see the show, and then have a meeting over there at the museum.
I think
what do you guys think?
I think they close.
Well, maybe they'll have special.
She's got the keys. She can let us in.
Yeah, they have special events in the evening. So maybe they could have a special evening for us. But I just looked online and the show goes until February 4th. So we have time, but not that much time. So
not much time. So if we don't do it in December, we can do it in January. So that's my suggestion.
I think that's a great suggestion. And January might be best since December.
Right. After the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
After the holidays, yeah. I think
and
so.
Then
probably
we could
probably
have
the January
plenty of time
meeting should be in.
Right. Plenty of time for other people to understand where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Yeah,
Lavon will
fair
be with
enough.
us. She'll come to the December meeting on Zoom so we can have this discussion with her. But I will reach out to her and just let her know, hey, we're looking at January,
Mm.
the second Thursday in January around 5 o'clock to meet her at the Brooklyn Museum, and we'll see what she says.
Is there any further discussion in the other direction? Because I can hear from people who are saying yes. I'm not hearing from anybody who's saying no.
Well, what we can do, we could put it as a resolution. Definitely, we're gonna have to do that, and we'll vote on it. I mean, we can do it either at this meeting or at the next meeting, okay? So let's move on to the next cultural liaison report. Brenda, you want to tell us anything?
Nope, I have nothing to report.
From the
It's the fall.
All right.
But Gloria should report on what happened at the meeting last time.
Right, no, because I think on the agenda I have a section on community garden follow-up. So let's.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That was part of the agenda. That was part of the agenda. Let's see. Community follow-up plan, so that could do that. One institution I was missing, we don't have coordinate for the Prospect Park Alliance. There was someone who's supposed to be reporting on galleries. Somebody had suggested, oh, Celeste is not here either. Okay, so
can I report on a gallery?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so I just wanted to let you all know that on Sunday, November 26th, Dorsey's Fine Art Gallery will have an artist reception that Sunday after Thanksgiving from 3 to 6. And so all of you are welcome to attend and encouraged to attend the artist reception, because in addition to the artist reception, we're having a birthday celebration for Otto Niels.
Wow.
And his birthday, he'll be 93.
Wow.
So it's a big celebration. He's excited about it. And so I would encourage all of you to attend if you're available.
What's the date?
It's Sunday, November 26th from 3 to 6 p.m.
Okay, I'll put that down. He's my neighbor. He's so wonderful.
He is wonderful, and he lives right here in our community. So it would be wonderful for us to show up and just let him know how much we appreciate him.
Is it a show, or is there going to be work for sale too?
So there is a show. There's currently on exhibit is the watercolors from Otto Niels. Now, none of the works are for sale because there's a book coming out that will feature 120 of Otto's watercolors.
Wow.
So it's really a display just so you can see a sample of the work that will be featured in the book.
Anybody have any question? I have another suggestion. What we're gonna do, you have I know you put already a social media post. This is something we could also put in our weekly blast until activity for people to come up. So definitely we'll add that for the weekly Friday blast for this celebration for the artist reception for Otto Niels. I know I speak to him. I saw him. He was working there. Prospect Park Alliance, if I could say a few things about that, as part of they are restoring the sculpture for the garden, for the playground. So I did see him over there working on restoring the sculpture he has at the entrance of Lincoln and Lincoln and Ocean. So they're restoring the playground, and he had quite a nice sculpture that's there. So you could get a chance to see some of that work. So I think I'm looking forward for this particular event. I would love to as much of the community to turn out. Okay.
Is there a date on that?
November 26th.
No, but Lincoln and Ocean restoring of the
No,
sculpture?
no. The work is being done now. So he's working with the restorers, make sure they did the right work. So they are not announced any activity for it yet, but I will inquire from the Prospect Park Alliance if they're going to be doing any activity, any dedication. And one other possibility that we could have is we could ask the board president to issue some kind of a proclamation for that reception. So I'm going to look and see if that's a possibility, since we have a few weeks left to see it, or if we have enough time to get that done. Okay?
Yes.
Naima, when does the exhibit at O'Neill's end?
The closing date is December 15th.
Okay.
Actually, his sculpture isn't at the playground that's on Lincoln and Ocean. It's further down Ocean toward Parkside. It's a different park than the one right on the corner. And I don't think they're restoring that park. I think it's the one on Lincoln.
They're doing the one on Lincoln, not that park.
They're restoring the park and Lincoln. That's what Prospect Park Alliance is doing.
Yeah.
Now, the sculpture is something, so the sculpture on Ocean is something else. Are those two different things?
I think it's two different things. His sculpture's down in a different park. There's two different playgrounds on Ocean Avenue and Prospect Park. There's a bigger one on the corner of Lincoln and Ocean. And then there's another one further down, and that's got Otto sculpture, and it's got this dragon sculpture that's also a fountain. Ask me how I know, because I spent like 15 years going to those parks.
Also,
okay,
yeah.
So the Lincoln Park is the one that Prospect Park Alliance is restoring and wants to have engagement with the community.
Yeah.
So that's what okay, so there are two different things going on.
Right.
The two different parks.
Yeah, the two different parks. Nicholas, have you heard that the Lincoln, that Prospect Park Alliance wants to meet with us? Because they should engage with this committee.
Oh, no, actually.
It's our district. It's our district. And I mean, they keep sending these emails that say they want to engage with us.
No,
actually, as far as I can throw them.
Actually, I'm scheduling for them to come and do an updated presentation in the next few meetings. So hopefully we'll probably be able, if we can get it done in December or January, we're probably going to try to get them here to present for us. To update what's happening in different part of the park. So this is something we're going to work into one of our next meetings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm looking for something here.
That should include that Shirley Chisholm.
Well, they'll go and what's the word? Update us on all the projects. So they have to come and update us on all the projects.
Okay, so the next liaison, who's the next liaison? I can liaison from
oh, well, I think I was going to call on you, Brick, and some of the other places you were interfacing with.
Okay, Brick does not want to liaison with us. And BAM does not either. They don't answer me back. However, Brooklyn Botanic Garden says that they have the Lightscape the Lightscape show is being installed, and it will be installed through the Washington Avenue entrance. And should anyone have any conflicts or problems while they're inloading, to call their the government affairs office, which is Ethan, who
right.
Yeah, call Ethan. He doesn't foresee any problems, but should there be any unforeseen problems, he's open to fix it fast. So it's not like if something happens, there's nothing to be done. But the Lightscape show is going up as it has in the past, and I think it goes through December.
Yes. I think that should be the last of the cultural institution. So let's go and see if we could move on to the agenda.
Just for a quick clarity, I
Mhm.
looked at the map and it's called the Imagination Playground where Otto's sculpture is, and it's called Peter and Willie.
Mhm.
And it's not the same as the Lincoln Road playground. It's a different
Well, it's right next to the Lincoln Road entrance, so you just go
No.
like a couple of
a little
spaces
bit,
on the
it's a
Lincoln
little
and
bit,
yeah.
little bit down the road on Ocean. It's a quite a walk. Not, you know.
No, the one I'm talking is very close to Lincoln because I take my granddaughter there for quite a
Okay.
quite a
Yeah.
few times already. Mhm.
All right, just so everybody knows, you know, that's not the playground that they're redoing. The Lincoln Road is a different one.
Mhm.
So,
But they
and
are restoring
looking-
they are restoring the sculpture, and I had spoken to O'Donnell, and he's also involved in doing that. And I did see a video of him working with the technician trying to redo, to fix that particular sculpture that he had made.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Nicholas. And according to Otto, the renovation of the sculpture has been completed.
Ah,
So if you go to the park, to the playground now, you'll see that Peter, Willie, and the chair are
Mhm.
all blue because he had it restored back to its original patina,
Mhm.
or it was worn down from the children playing on it. And so it's been completed according to Otto.
Okay. Mhm.
Great. But if anybody wants to go, I'm gonna go.
Mhm. Okay, well, we're gonna have to move on. We gotta be mindful of the time. Let me see. I think we covered the cultural institution we get report from. Is there anything, anybody I missed? Please let me know. So let's move to agenda item issues and concern. And I wanted to talk about it. Does anybody have any more information about Wingate Park Phase 4? I think David gave us some information what he was supposed to be. If not, I would like to see if we will have someone that would go and get that information and report to us at the next meeting what's happening in that. Within that particular context, I did get there was an email that was sent to the board, and this is something I was also thinking about, because Wingate as one of those neighborhood parks, he has an organization called Friends of Wingate Park. I'm going to reach out to the person I know that's been in charge of that. Actually, that was the former chair of this committee, to see if they will come and present what they are happening, because they're asking for volunteer. So to get an idea what their plans are. At the same time, I found out there's also another organization, Friends of Jackie Robinson Park. I'm hoping to see if we can reach out to these people to see if they would come and present what are their plans they are for the year. But I would love to see if somebody would like to work with me or to in that area, so we could do the reach out and get the information and get more information on what we as a committee, we as a board can support them.
Mm-hmm. Good. Nicholas, in terms of the Friends of Wingate Park, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said you're going to speak to that young lady to come and make a presentation.
Yeah, Vivian Morgan, that's her name. Yeah.
Vivia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I would try and
if you could reach her too, because the last time I called her, she said she was too busy, because I could understand. But reach out to her for me and see what.
What I was also thinking of too is the Parks Department. That young lady who was on the tour with us, she should be able to give us some information about Wingate also.
Okay, so you mean the district manager?
Right, the district manager.
I could reach out to her also. I'll reach out to her and say, and then we could invite her in a meeting to let us know what's happening.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because if we have it from both ends, then we probably will get the whole picture.
Okay, I agree. Also, what I was thinking is also for the other parks in the neighborhood that do not have any organization in there, we got to try to see if we could find somebody on there to find some organization that being in support of those other parks. We have the Hamilton Mets Park. We don't have too much information about them. And also we have a couple of playgrounds, like the one that's when I was on Sullivan.
Right.
What I was thinking is that maybe we could have something like adopt a playground, adopt a park.
But
Some kind of program like that, somebody could put together and put some kind of a plan, and where we could go and solicit people within the neighborhood to develop a support organization for the sports.
No, I agree with that. I think that's a good idea.
Hands up.
Go ahead. Who has a? Go ahead.
Tara has her hand up.
I see one hands up.
Another young lady, Severe. has her
Melissa?
hand up.
Hi, yeah, no,
Lisa.
yes, hi, thank you for recognizing me. I was not here for the other conversations about Wingate Park, so I was just wondering, did something get sent to the board office that started this conversation, or it's just nothing official came through the board office? It was just word of mouth.
Something got sent to the board and I was notified by it.
Okay.
That the city said the funding for that phase 4 was pulled. It's not going to happen. And from what we understand is that phase 4 was the repairing of the seating areas, the bleachers.
Okay.
So there was it was underfunded in the tune of $4.4 million. And one of my suggestions is the city can pay. Maybe we could find some big philanthropic organization to try to fill in the gap. And somebody, so we got to put together a group to do that advocacy to get that done.
Okay. Okay,
So
sounds good.
that's how this ended up here. The board was notified it's not going to happen because the city decided to pull out $4.4 million out of the budget for that project.
Wait, what's not going to happen?
Phase 4 for Wingate Park. So they did phase 1, 2, and 3. This was the last phase, which from what I understand,
Park is canceled because they took the money for the beach?
They took the money from the budget. It was budgeted. Now they say they don't have the money to do it.
I'm sorry to hear that news.
To the tune of $4.4 million. So we as a community may have to go and advocate to see if we could get that money restored, or else find some other way to get that money to get the park finished.
Thank you for explaining that, Nicholas.
Any other questions so we can move on? Any other issues and concern that you guys want to talk about in terms of Parks and Recreation? I understand the situation at Jackie Robinson was temporary. All the material was removed on the park.
Who told you this?
I went and saw for myself.
Thank you.
So I had made my business to go and see what happened there. So they were using that park of the playground as a location to place material for some kind of construction. But it's all
so
it's all
note that the note I'm making is that Jackie Robinson Park has been cleared.
Correct. So because that was part of our one of the discussion we had last meeting. So
can I?
Go ahead, Brenda.
Couple of things. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 little buttons at the bottom of the screen on this Zoom meeting, none of which say chat.
We are one of those meetings that doesn't have a chat. Some meetings do have it.
Remind us of those things that we spoke about at the last meeting, the meeting before, the year before, etc. Okay, so that's number one. What happened to the chat? Because some of the things that we're saying will take us off topic, off the current topic, when those questions can go into a chat and be followed up on at the appropriate time. So that's a proper use of the chat feature here, which I don't see here. All right. And what was the other thing? There were a couple of things that At the last meeting, the beekeeper, Mr. Ellison, was here.
Right.
We need the contact information. He's supposed to come and visit the community garden. But first, we need the contact information so we can reach out to him and schedule a time for him to come to the community garden and see if at least on Maple Street, that garden can even accommodate bees.
Okay.
And we also should have a copy of the evaluation tool.
Right. So that's something we're working on. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do.
Something was supposed to be sent to us.
It was supposed to be sent to you. The reason it was not sent, I didn't have every member of the committee email address. As a matter of fact, I just sent an email to Khalid to provide me with all that information because we have to get people's permission to use their email. Okay. So that's why I didn't send it. And because I wanted to make it one group email for all the members of the committee. He's going to get me all that information. And along with the community, with the tool, I could show you guys the tool. You could take a look at that, but you need to have it for yourself. And one of the features, since you bring that up, one of the features, I think it's an Excel spreadsheet. You should be able to upload pictures into it also. So if you go to the park, you saw something, and you could insert pictures. One idea I'm thinking a little bit about that tool. If there's a possibility, we could turn it into an app that you could have on your cell phone. You go there to the park, you observe certain situation, you go to the app, you fill in the information, you upload the pictures, you send it to the board, it gets sent to 311, and everything gets sent at one time. So that's some idea I'm thinking about. So I will send that once I get everybody's email and everybody's agreement for me to send information to them, and then we take it from there.
Okay, so, finally, that little area over there by Western Beef has a name already.
Actually, I do have a name for it. The only thing is it was never part of parks. Okay. When we did the walkthrough with the borough commissioner, he said, I know nothing about this. And because it was all transportation. From what I understand, transportation building started when they're all done, then they turn it over to park.
I guess they're taking it back.
Right, so then they turn over to park. He said I was not aware of this stuff. The borough commissioner for parks in Brooklyn, I don't know what it was, but I think I could pull out the name for it. Hold on.
That was a question we had at one of the previous meetings.
Okay.
Out the name, which remember, somebody was the male, I believe, and it was something military like.
No, actually, I want to get you the name.
Tara knows.
I know.
Tara was.
It was. It was a firefighter.
It was a firefighter. Yeah. Okay.
Who lived on Sterling, and if you go there, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but there's a little plaque. There used to be a plaque.
There's a plaque there.
But let me finish. If you look on the pole, if you look up the pole, I think his name's Ronald something. Ronald. It's up on the pole. It's still there. The marker, they must have got through the transportation a marker for the street. And there was also a plaque that disappeared that was in in that tree, that triangular green tree area. And I believe because the transportation committee's been talking about this frequently, and I've researched it as well as there's a gentleman named Jeffrey on the transportation committee that lived on Sterling, and I believe he was a member, that big communication center that's on the Empire in Washington. So that there was a little bit of a street named after him. So it's just an odd situation because that was park, but now it's not park, it's DOT controls that land. And it's the board, the administrative staff at CB9 is supposed to be researching this and figuring it out with Rita, because they had a vote last night to give also a name to Tiara, the young girl who was murdered at Juve. Her mother was there last night, and she was there the meeting before, and it's quite an emotional experience, you know, for the daughter, for her struggling. She would like an area of like solitude to think about, you know, her daughter over there in that area. And it's people are struggling. I am anyway struggling, and other people are too, to help her figure that out. And the administrative staff, Mia, Dante, Khalid, are supposed to be helping us to figure out the situation. And the DOT is apparently not very communicative. I don't know, but it's a real struggle, and I would like to help that woman find some peace. Her name's Miss Poe. I think that's how it's pronounced, but it's a very big tragedy, and the work that she's done has made a huge difference in what's happened. You know, there's not been lives lost after that death. I think it was in 2016. So yeah, I would urge everyone to figure that out and help her and figure out that situation, because there's 2 resolutions, one for the street naming, but I think rather than have her name just on a pole, the woman wants a section of that area to be dedicated to her daughter, like, you know, a bench, something, a plaque. You know, I think more than one person could share that, you know, but there needs to be communication, and I really don't know what to do, and anybody who has any connections or can help, it would make a tremendous difference.
My suggestion, I'm looking for the name for it because I had it in a document.
It's Ronald something.
I have the name because when me, David, Romeo, and David Walter, we did a walkthrough to the whole district. We had it.
Can we do this offline?
Yeah. So that's what I was going to suggest. Like, let's get a couple of people to work on this and report on it for next time. Okay. So that was my suggestion. Is there anybody object or in terms of that? Because
no, I know the name is on record because
right. No, I know I have the name. I just cannot remember it. I mean, I'm forgetting it. David, do you remember the name we had for it when we visited?
Right, it's not critical right now.
No, it's not. So that's what I'm saying. We could report on it.
But can I just double back? Who is going to get the number for the beekeeper, Mr. Ellison?
I have that information.
Okay, so
I'm going to be sharing that. I'm going to share that information also as long as with the tool together. I'll put them together.
Okay. Now we can move forward if it's all right with everybody else.
Let us move forward. Okay. Let's share screen again. Let's go to
community garden follow-up. Oh.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's finish up, Gloria. What anything else you want to add in terms of what happened for Union Street? Ms. Vex, can you hear me?
She's muted. You're muted, Gloria. Unmute.
Okay, if there's anything new from Union Street, not at the present. For one thing, Union Street, the garden is very quiet now. It's practically closed. Even with the beekeeper, when we discuss it with Mr. Ellison, he's going to come when the garden reopens, which will be April.
Okay.
But other than that, there's nothing really updated yet. Anything going on? It's kind of quiet.
Okay, I can add. I got an email from Dante regarding he needs the kind of paperwork. Was there any paperwork that was existing when they made the proposal? I spoke to Gloria. She said she's getting all that information.
Yeah.
As soon as we get it, we're going to get it to Dante, because he's going to do some follow-up on that.
Right, and I will be giving that to you, Nicholas.
Yes, as soon as you can. So please just.
I will.
Okay, so and that's what we're going to do. And
All right.
also, the one thing I could speak for could be the community garden. Gloria's work with one of the school next to the garden. We have a teacher at the International High School at Prospect Heights. And
Yes.
one other things we've been trying to do as part of the committee is to get the youth involved. And that will take me to, I'm going to skip B to go to C. The collaboration with the Youth and Education Committee. For some of these activity we're doing, we want to get some of the kids involved from K to 12. I would love to see if we have somebody that could interface with all of the school, reach out to all of the school to see, to get them, and we could work out a program like, we started something with the botanical garden, but they are saying, well, they were not interested. And that's a sense. So, but we're going to try to do it for ourselves. So if anybody's interested in working with me in one or two people, so we could start reaching out to all the school for not only the program at the Union Street Community Garden, because they had students working in there already from previous times. So we would like to revive that information and try to spread it to the other school. For that triangle next to Western Bay, if I had suggested, because I think I had a conversation with the council person to have, there's a middle school right next door to get them involved in working with that space. And they're keeping it up. But I think we have to make the approach. We have to engage them and see how to bring them in some kind of an activity so we could get the school involved. So.
But there's hardly any ground there. There's no soil anymore.
No, well, there are some planting area. And one of the suggestions that I came from people that work over, they say we can have planters all around the perimeter.
Oh.
So that would be one way. You will not only shield it from the street. See if you get good enough, because some of this ones are expensive. Shield it from the street, and then you could have one or two. We have a group of kids responsible to plant and see. There are many things that can be done. In addition to that, in getting the school involved, we had a discussion with the commissioner mayor. He had suggested we get the school involved in their playground for the bulb planting season. So we could go to try to beautify some of the area, especially in the park next to the schools. So a couple of people can work together. Let's put together a plan and see how much we can get done. So those could, and these are multi-year plans. So it's just, we can start now and see what happens for the next few years. And I was hoping to hear from Lincoln Street Garden. I spoke to him all week, but I didn't get Mr. St. Bernard to show up today, even though I had told him on Tuesday, but I don't know if he forgot. But those are some of the reach out we want to do. So reach out to me. We could have offline conversation that we could bring back and try to make some of the contact. Okay? So I will reach out to Sol Cleary, who's cover the Youth and Education Committee. She's chair both.
Say your name again?
Sol Cleary. She's the chair of the Youth and Education Committee. I just got an email that she's having an event next week at Jackie Robinson. So hopefully we'll stop by there. But I would love to have one meeting with that committee together. So that's a suggestion I'm putting forward. So, any other suggestion? And let's try to sum up and see what vote.
So we make an action plan?
Actually, yes. What our action plan? So we spoke about a lot of stuff today.
Okay, let me start from the top and let's see what I can pull up. Okay.
I can also.
So,
is it?
Go ahead.
Before you go on, Nicholas. Was it? I remember your chart with all the liaising institutions, but
I have it. Yeah, I'm going to try to bring it up.
If Sujan or Bill are going to come and share, then I don't need to share about the zoo also.
Right.
Which leaves me open to something else. So.
Okay. So why don't you and I speak about the outreach to the school? And so we could work on that, absolutely. So we'll contact the different principals, say, well, this is how much we want to get your school involved, and also and see what happens. So let's see.
Okay,
more.
so we have a question. Okay, action plan. So the Empire and Washington, that triangle. So Tara would like us to help Miss Paulette regarding a memorial in that area for her daughter, Tiara. Is her daughter's name is Tiara?
Yeah.
Okay.
Help with what?
Oh, because he's saying, I think they're trying to add a design of the garden. I have a section, from what I heard, dedicated to the memory of that young lady that passed away. Maybe a bench or something, or some kind of a plaque or an insignia or something in that area. So I think this is something that can be discussed to see what.
So do we want to do it as a resolution? Do we want to do
Well,
it
most of
as-
these things we should put together and put them at a resolution. At this point, we are trying to plan. We are doing resolution to plan something. We don't have anything specific yet. So we're discussing the idea.
So why don't, that's not a resolution. That is a further discussion.
Further discussion plan, correct.
I think the follow-up needs to be, well, who does it belong to? Is if it's not,
okay.
if it doesn't belong to parks, then you know, it's a different.
That brings me to, I'm glad you said that, Brenda. One of the things I want to incorporate in the agenda, on a monthly basis, the district manager is what to have what's called his cabinet. He always send an email asking what question we have for the different agencies for the month. So we're going to try to put that in every meeting so we could come up with a list of questions. So if it is transportation and parks, so we're going to send that transport. When he meets with these people, he'll bring that up. So that
okay, so we're tasking that with the district manager.
Right. So I'm going to put that as a permanent, like institution liaison report. There will be a agenda item question for the district manager cabinet. We'll do that almost every meeting from now on.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so then
we
go
all
ahead.
need to know, is it parks? Is it DOT? Because that then determines who do you ask.
So then he can ask that question directly because he meets with all these people.
Right.
Okay, so the next thing is the question is with the Brooklyn Museum.
Right.
What date would we like to have our meeting there?
Well, the suggestion is we're talking about January. So our meeting in January is January the 11th.
I think the museum is open late on Thursday evenings too. If I'm mistaken.
Well, let's find out. Naima, can you find out for us if the 11th is a good day?
Yes, I'll find out. And I know that they're having an event tonight. They're having a salsa party. I saw that come across my screen. So maybe it's like Thursday night is the night to do different things at the museum. And even if they're having a salsa party, we can still have our meeting, go to the Spike Lee exhibit, and then go to the party afterwards.
Right, absolutely. We'll make it a good night.
Yep. So I'll check in with Laval and find out if that's a possibility.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then we're all to mark our calendars. This is not an action for us as a group, but we're all to mark our calendars for November 26th, 3 to 6 to go to the gallery reception for Otto Niels. Yeah, there's no action for oh, I see. So Nicholas, the action would be for you to contact Prospect Park Alliance and get them to come and meet with us
Next
regarding
meeting?
Lincoln, regarding the
Not
parks
just Lincoln,
that,
whatever else happening in the park, we need to know. I think we'll ask for
whatever
everything.
shenanigans they're up to.
We need to know everything. Okay. What's the next action item?
Wait a minute, I'm writing.
Okay, take your time.
Is there something, what was said about a proclamation for Otto Neal's birthday?
I'm
Oh,
gonna reach out to Dante to see if he could call city, in the Bull Hall to see if they could do that.
okay, so that's an action.
Mhm.
Nicholas will contact district manager regarding, who do you want the proclamation from? Borough president?
The borough president at least, well, if not, or maybe we could get it from the assemblyman and the council person also.
Okay, the proclamation regarding Otto Neal's from elected officials.
Mhm.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah. Mhm.
And the flyer for the event?
Will be part of the Friday email blast.
Who will send it to?
Oh, Naima will get it to us. We'll get it to the office. Naima will do it.
I'll get it to the office so that it can run for 2 consecutive Fridays.
If you also have a flyer for the gallery, then that should go in as well for as many Fridays as is just.
Yeah, we got it in for 1 Friday, so we'll see how many other Fridays we
Yeah.
have it featured.
It comes out.
Okay, so, and then, someone's going to follow up on the Wingate Park Phase 4. Is that something that you could ask Dante, to follow up on, find out who?
Where's the money?
Oh, where'd the money go?
Yeah. Where's the money? What did they do with the, what was it, 4 million?
4.4 million to be exact.
4.4, okay. What did they do with the 4.4?
For some reason got cut out of some budget, but we don't have much more information except that. I think we need to really get a lot more information.
No, it's run a lot of housing lately, so maybe it went to housing.
The non-housing, the unaffordable housing?
The immigrant housing.
Oh, the immigrant, for the sheds in the back?
Mhm.
Okay, and, and you're gonna follow up with, someone contacting, Vivia Morgan?
Yes, David Romeo is gonna do that. Yeah. Mhm.
David is going to do that.
Mhm.
David Romeo.
And if these several parks already have these organizations, foundations, etc., friends of, then if they are viable, then the same can be shared with other parks residents who are around parks, so that perhaps they could start their own.
They start their own, yeah. But so
Organization.
far, as far as you know,
Okay.
2 parks that have them, they made much more than many other parks that can
So,
benefit from that.
Like money.
you need some people on your committee to adopt the park program?
Yeah, well, we have to devise it, but that's an idea.
Okay, so why don't we just use that? Say, that's not a resolution, that's just a, further discussion.
The discussion. Mhm. Let's adopt a park program and see.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm working it down here.
Is there anything else?
Jackie Robinson, okay, that was cleared. Yeah, discuss with the district manager why we don't have a chat button.
Okay.
No chat.
There's been some other committee that have chat, so we'll see what we can do.
Let their their people decide. This one hasn't had one in years. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous because blah, 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 blah. We need a chat button. This is nonsense. Because it don't cost extra. And so Nicholas is going to follow up with Mr. Ellison. The evaluation tool, you figured out how to get this evaluation tool to us? When are we going to be able to see this evaluation tool?
Well, as soon as I get that email from Khalid, as soon as I get it, I may even send it tonight if I get it, or at least by the close of business tomorrow.
What is that, permission to send it to email?
Yeah, yeah. If you agree, I could send it to your email, you will receive it. So I'm getting the list of email shortly.
Did the office need to send me all the other emails?
No. I mean, it's not you. I have your email. I know I have, but there's some other members of that committee. I don't have it. I've never had a conversation with them. They're willing to receive email. So that's the policy they use. The people have to give permission to you to send.
Okay, we're coming to the end here. So
is flyer for us, Nicholas?
Say that again. That flyer is for us. That's the next thing I want to talk about. This is I met this group.
Nicholas, we're not done with your action list.
This is supposed to be new business, so I'm just
so
getting ready for it.
Okay, don't talk over me. I can talk faster if just one person talks at one time. Okay, so the collaboration with the youth committee. Do you have a subcommittee? You want further discussion with that? What do you want to do?
Yes. At least two.
Okay, that's further discussion.
Further discussion, yeah, and we could schedule one.
Big Reuse, they come by our garden on Maple Street. Every time they come, they bring things to give away. Recycle bins, mulch, flyers.
This group?
Okay, we have an action list. We're done. Now you're up to new business.
New business is the flyer that you guys are seeing now. This is a section. This is a Department of Parks. They call it a stewardship program. Last Saturday, I met the person in charge. That person was doing exactly what she's going over there in my block, because I have a park right next to it, which is PS 92. She sent me an email, and she's also willing to come and present to our committee. Hopefully, we could do it next meeting or in January, what that program is. This is a citywide program. What they do, they take care of street trees. They will go with a group of volunteers, and they will go there, weed out, clean out the area around the street trees, and then put mulching. So this
What's
is
the name of this group? What is the name of this group? I can't figure this out.
Hold on, because I have an email for them. This is a this is part of the Parks Department. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me get their name. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and go to my email. And what's her name? Search email. That's Leslie. Was it Leslie?
Okay, we don't really need her name, just the Parks Department is going to be scheduled.
No, this is, you wanted to know the name. It's called the New York City Park Stewardship. That's the name.
Parks, say again?
New York City Park Stewardship.
Oh, stewardship.
Okay, the person I met with is Leslie McIntyre, which is a stewardship group leader for forestry, horticulture, and natural resources. So I have to respond to her. She's going to let me know anytime they're going to be in the area. So, but I said I would love for her to come and present to our committee what this program is all about. I don't think too many people know about it. Okay, so she sent me an email, which I'm going to respond, and then I will try to give her a chance. She said she was going to check to see if she could come and present. So we'll try to do that for next. And they are citywide, which means one day they're in Brooklyn, another day they're in the Bronx, the other day they're in Queens, they're all over. they're not strictly for our area, but they've been doing so. They doing that flyer I put up is the one they are doing on Ocean Avenue, and it looks like they are they are doing this with an organization.
Big reuse.
Yeah. Hold on.
Brenda says she knows.
Oh, you know about it?
Big reuse.
Okay.
That's the organization. It's on the flyer that you have.
Yeah, it's on the flyer there. Yeah.
That's their name.
Here it is. She sent that to me. It's called Ocean Tree Club.
That's what.
No, that's where it's going to.
Yeah.
That's the event.
That's
okay.
the event.
Okay, we're running out of time.
Yeah, no, we're almost there. It's 8:30. Let's try to wrap up. So I just want everybody to be aware of it. So I'm going to try to stop by over there to see what's happening, because I went there when she did it in my blog. I learned so much stuff. How do you do mulching on trees? She really demonstrated a lot of stuff, and there's something like 6 or 7 people, volunteers. It was her and another park worker, and then they had all the stuff to do. I think it's a great activity for us to do on each of our parks. So
I'd like to
okay, so we just have
don't have a residence like the block on Sullivan, that on one side is McDonald's and on the other side is Jackie Robinson. So that there are no residents on that block, but there are trees on both sides with tree beds that are growing weeds and being used for, trash deposits. So I'd like to know how we can get that cleaned up.
Well, okay. One of the things I've done with a lot of the trash, I usually send an email and a picture to Rita Joseph, and she has a group that she pays, the homeless, what I call it, I forgot the name, but you make that request to her, she'll get them there to come and clean it up. And she has done it a couple of times on Bedford Avenue already. So.
Okay, so you have one item that you need to have a resolution made. Somebody make a resolution. This is regarding Tara. Are you still here? Regarding the Empire Washington Triangle that gets a bench, you want to put it in a resolution so that we can vote on it?
Right.
So the young lady's name. It's Tiara, T-I-A-R.
T-I-A-R.
Sorry, I'll start over. Tiara, T-I-A-R-A-H, first name, last name, P as in person, O-Y-A-U.
Okay.
That's the young lady's name.
Okay, so the resolution is, let me help you out. So the resolution is that we have a committee for it, or further, do you want a resolution? Do you want this to go to the board already? I mean, what?
Well, the
what are we asking?
transportation is having some type of resolution, but I think if the parks like supported a memorial for Tiara in that land mass,
Okay, make it in a resolution and so we can vote on it.
So what the resolution should be, let's contact, since transportation is working on it, let's make a resolution to find out what they're doing and work with them.
That's not a resolution, that's just further information.
I think that's what we should do before we go and do a resolution. So if
so that is further information. Okay, got it.
Information, that's what we should do with it. So I don't.
Okay, so we don't have anything to vote on. We don't
have anything to vote on today. Most of the people we got to follow up. Hopefully by next meeting for each of those things, we'll have resolution that will bring to the executive board and to the general board. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, excellent.
Okay.
Okay, everybody who wants to vote that we stay another half hour.
No, I don't think we need another half hour. But I saw that David Waters came in. David, you want to say a few words? Introduce yourself.
Can you unshare your screen?
I'm
Thank you.
about to do that. David, can you hear us? David Waters, you gotta mark you present.
Okay, I'm marking him present.
He's muted. David, would you unmute? Let's see if I could unmute him. Let's see, ask to unmute. So what we do is a lot of follow-up, so we'll see. David?
Okay, he just wants to be marked present, so.
Yeah, he's here. But I'll talk to him. I'll see him tomorrow morning. So I hope he was.
Okay.
Mhm.
Someone want to make a motion that we stay forever?
Well, I think we reached to the end of this meeting here. So somebody would like to make, I don't think we have any new business. Would somebody make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we say goodnight to one another and close the meeting.
I second.
So, meeting has been moved to adjourn by Brenda and second by Julia and David. So I want to thank you guys again. So let's talk in between and we'll do the follow-up for next meeting.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Take
Take care.
Gloria, we'll talk soon, okay?
Good meeting, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I'll get this to you. When do I have to get this back to you, Nicholas?
72 hours. Yeah, 72 hours.
Stay up all night.
No, actually, I have to get
Okay,
it by Monday.